Yo, what's going on, guys? Spoofy here, TheCardGuys, once again with another video for you here. Today, I'm going to talk about something a lot of people think they know about, but in reality, they don't use their knowledge to the best of their ability while they're playing in games. What am I talking about, you might ask? And that is what I call power cards in the game. So we're going to go through a list, a little stack of cards that I pulled out of my binder here. Pretty much, I watch duels on DN, I watch people actually play in tournaments, I go to super games, I see players not play a card properly or not play it at the right time, and I kind of want to just go over why you should play cards at a certain time in a match. Now, first and foremost, I want to get into the trap cards that actually got pulled out of this stack here. I'm going to go first and foremost with Vanity's Emptiness. Now, people are going to argue with this, and I'm going to give you my straight up opinion on this. Now, Emptiness is something that's supposed to close a game out, in my opinion. Using it early, if you can get your combo out and use it first turn, something like if you're playing Necros do their Unicorn Valk play, and say you have, like, the only way they're going to win the game is they have, like, Regeki. Of course, set your vanities and take that shot. They're going to have a 1 in 40 chance of actually drawing that card. Or if they're playing upstarts, they're going to have a 1 in 37 chance of actually having that card in their hand when it comes their turn. I'm going to talk about two cards at once here. It's Torrential Tribute and Mirror Force. Now, these cards punish bad players, and they punish players that overextend. If you see a lot of the time, this card's at 1. This card in general is probably, in my opinion, one of the best trap cards that's ever been in this game. Torrential Tribute's really good in the sense that, you know, it's at 1 now, and people don't play it. That's why it's good. Believe it or not, people don't play it. It's pretty much like the best explanation I can give you for this card, because it's a surprise factor. Say your opponent, say he's playing Necros, for example. Now he's going for game. Now you sit there and you have this one set, and he's already gone through his decisive armor, and they're going for game. They're going to push game on you right then and there, and they go Unicorn, Brio, Trish, you know, and you still have this card set. You wipe their board and you wasted all their resources. So they've used all 3 of their rituals and you wipe 3 of their monsters out. So that's 6 cards out of their entire arsenal with 1 card. That's pretty crazy. Another thing with this, if you're playing against Satellar Knights, Satellar Knights like to go in phase, do their thing, and you can be like, oh, I don't want you to exceed going into your turn. I'm going to TT on that. Or when they try to overextend and, you know, summon their Altair and go into their Neb again, you can TT like a field of 3 or field of 4 if you're not fearing the Alpha or anything like that. It's a game-changing card. Another card, obviously, Mirror Force. It punishes bad players. Same exact scenario I just told you guys about the Necros. This card is insane. It's good against Cleese. Cleese can't really deal with a lot of back row. Mirror Force, they can't handle deep prison sometimes. Mirror Force is just one of those cards that set them back a lot. Now, it's going to punish a lot of players because players will not see this as much versus other decks. That's why I always try to side deck it in my decks, like Shadal's. I even told Blair, you know, Blair, play it in Necros. Blair plays it in Necros now, or sides it in Necros. You saw Jake Finney, one of a friend of mine, actually is going to Worlds with Noah. He side decked one of these as well, and it seemed to be superior in you know, side decking because people don't see it. And once you see that 1 card, they're gonna fear for the rest of the game, and they're not gonna push for game a lot because they think that 1 card you have set is a Mirror Force, and they're always going to have that thought in the back of their brain saying, oh, I don't want to attack into the Mirror Force, and it could win you the game. Now, I want to get into the spell cards. As Soul Charge. Soul Charge is a game-breaking card, 100%. It's the power play of a lifetime. You can do so many things with this card. You can bring back all your monsters, go into your Exceed plays with BA, Exceed plays with Satellars. Hell, you can just summon your Altair with Satellars, or go with the Vega, especially the Altair from the hand, and get the Nanette from Graveyard. It only lets you pay 1,000 for a free Trigger play, or for a free Deltaros play, or what have you. That's insane. This card, I still think you need to know the time to play it, though. You can hold this in your hand for a while. If you know that you can live for a few turns, definitely keep this card in your hand, because late game, like I said, I love Shadal's. Now, Shadal's now can play Trishula. Trishula's back, if you guys didn't know that already. Now, with this card and Glow Up Bulb being a thing, Trish is easily accessible in the Shadal's now. And knowing when to actually play this card and go Trish on your opponent is pretty crazy. Tell me what you guys think on how to play this card. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on what to do with this. Next card I want to talk about is 2-in-1. It's what Zane likes to call tempo cards. I call them power cards, and tempo cards are the same thing. It's Dark Hole and Regeki. Now, Dark Hole, obviously, you're going to wipe your board too. That's besides the point. I mainly want to talk about Regeki because they pretty much do the same thing. Besides, one kills your opponents and not yours. Regeki, I see people draw this card and just drop it for nothing. Now, if you're in a state of the game where, or a time in the game where you have a little bit of control but your opponent's pushing you, let them push more. Put pressure on them to put more pressure on you. Sit there and bluff your cards. Hold this in your hand. People all the time, I see top deck and they're like, oh, well, I can't get over a card, Regeki, and it's 1-for-1. Don't ever use this for a 1-for-1 unless you know you're guaranteed game. Now, you want your opponent to just nut up on you. Let your opponent nut up on you. Who cares? Next turn, after he has all his plays, Regeki him, make him waste all his resources after that. So he's left with nothing on his field. Just like with Necros. They're going to pass with a couple cards on the field. Hey, well, they have a Colossus, a Valk, and a Unicorn on the field. Well, how do I get around that? You know, I'm playing Shaddolls. Well, that's the time to Regeki, because they're going to have to go all those resources to keep you from not playing games. So why not Regeki at that point? Make sure you are at a stable point in the game for when you play this card, because a lot of the times it's game breaking when you do. And my favorite spell card of all time, it's the best trap spell ever is what I call it. It's pretty much a trap as well. You can use it defensively and offensively, and I think, and verbatim from what Zane exactly said too, it is everything you would want in a card, and that's Bokeh Moon. Bokeh Moon is by far the best spell card. If you guys want to see it there, it is the best card, I think, one of the best spells ever to be put into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! What does it say, you might ask? A lot of people, you'd be surprised at people that don't know exactly what Bokeh Moon does. It's a quick play spell card. Place one face-up monster on the field into face-down defense position. Why is this good, you might ask? It disrupts everything. Synchro plays. Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss is a bitch now. They did not get touched any in the ban list. This card shuts the whole deck down. When they're trying to do their plays, go Traveler for 4. You can Bokeh Moon 1 and they all go to the grave. That seems pretty cool to me. And then everything they bring out afterwards, it's just like a little downward spiral, and they just pretty much lose at that point. Bokeh Moon is the most universal card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think to ever exist. Of course, it's been around forever. Bokeh Moon is the best game changer of all time. It dodges Veilers, it dodges a lot of cards, and it's an out to a lot of things. I got one more card I want to talk about here with you guys today, and that's Blackluster Soldier on one of the best monsters to ever be created in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. We have it now at our luxury. I think it should be banned still. This game needs something like Blackluster Soldier, but at the same time, not Blackluster Soldier. This game, this card is beyond the best monster in the game right now. One of them, I would give it a top 3. Now, every time I draw this card and it's live, I win the game. Now, knowing when to play the card is another thing. Knowing how to play the card is another thing too. You want to play the card when you know your opponent's made his plays. That's how it is with all tempo cards. You want to play the card once you know your opponent doesn't have an out to it. Now, BLS in defense mode is something I do a lot. People ask me, well, why do you do it a lot? Well, if I'm going to remove it from play, why even bother putting it in attack? You know what I mean? But knowing when to banish cards, knowing when to just go for game and hit for, 3,000, or attack and then hit an extra 3,000 is just beyond stupid. Now, this card is one of my favorite cards of all time. I'm glad I own one. That's awesome. But, if I missed any cards, tell me what you guys would suggest for being tempo cards, for being power cards. How do you guys play your power cards in your deck? I would love to know. There's a lot more that I want to discuss in the near future. Me and Blair are going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Tubing 101. I'm going to be teaching you guys while teaching him how to be a Yu-Gi-Tuber. So in the future, once he wants to start doing more of his videos, he'll have full access to doing that. And I want to teach you guys and teach him at the same time. Be sure, if you guys don't mind, definitely check out supergamesinc.com for all your Yu-Gi-Oh needs. They also have Magic, Pokemon, I believe, Card Fight Vanguard, and Force of Will very soon as well. In the comment section of, if you buy anything, just tell them that Spoofy or the Card Guy sent you. They'd really appreciate that too. If you guys wouldn't mind, go follow us on Instagram, go like us on Facebook, join our Facebook page. We greatly appreciate that as well. Tell us that you saw us on a video and you joined and you'd like to join in the discussion down in the Facebook group. That's pretty much it for me, guys. Be sure to do all that stuff that I just told you. If you guys liked the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, refresh the page, try it again. I guarantee you'll like it a second time. That's pretty much it for me. I'm Spoofy here with the TheCardGuys. We'll see you later. Peace.
I got a single digit budget, $100 raise, $1,000 cutlass in the